Hey chocolate cakes, it's Coco Forever. So, I finally decided to start a legit YouTube channel and I'm quite proud of myself. I've wanted to be a content creator for years now, and finally, after like 8 years, I've decided to work up the courage and finally post my first video! Yay! I know, the intros that get too long or get rather annoying pretty quickly, so I'm just gonna get straight to the point. Ever since I was a kid, the concept of drawing has always mesmerized me. Like, you can actually express any concept you come up with in your head using a piece of paper. Even now, I find the notion of drawing to be almost magical in a way. So much of a person can be revealed by their drawings, and I think that drawing is very special because you can showcase talent and express yourself at the same time. I think I drew a lot more in preschool than I have drawn in the other years of my life. I don't remember so much about my early childhood for some reason, but what I do remember was that drawing and coloring were very enjoyable to me. Maybe it's because I was still trying to learn English at the time and drawing was a way of communicating, or it might have been as simple as, ooh, pretty colors. But either way, I remember not having a care in the world as I just kept coloring on various sheets of paper. As I started going to elementary school, I vaguely remember looking at the other kids' drawings and comparing mine to theirs. At first, there were rather small comparisons like, oh, Kendall drew 3 flowers and I drew 4 flowers. But then I started to do comparisons that made me think of my drawings as bad. Alex's lines are better, Justin's colors look prettier, Tina's clothes on the people look better, and I think these harsh comments, as well as other issues that were affecting me at the time, just kind of made me stop drawing. I still drew from time to time, but never as much as I wanted to. I have thought about getting into drawing again recently, and after trying to overpower the thoughts saying that I'm not talented enough, it's too late to get back into it, etc., I want to basically conquer my fear of failure, and I thought, hey, drawing is basically all about making mistakes and trying again, so this will be perfect. So, how will exactly I try to get over my crippling fear of disappointment and letdowns? I'm going to force myself to practice and get better at drawing for approximately 2 months. Yay! I've pretty much seen these types of videos on YouTube where they're like, oh, look how much I've improved in just 30 days. And while I do find those videos inspiring, I'm always left wondering how on earth some of them improve so much in such a short amount of time. Then I realized why it seems so bizarre to me. It's because I'm a stressed high school graduate who is trying to juggle looking at colleges, driving lessons, finding jobs, family issues, depression, anxiety, and the looming fear of a potential third world war all at the same time. So basically, to make sure my entire life does not fall apart, I'll be giving myself around 2 months to improve my drawing skills instead of 30 days, so that I can 1. Take breaks when I need to, and 2. Make sure I don't fall behind on other important things. Honestly, I have thought about posting rather short videos, maybe 2 to 3 minutes every day to document my progress, but unfortunately, I don't think I have the time or energy to do so. I do want to post update videos, but as to how often they're going to be posted, I don't know. Maybe it'll be every 7 days, 10 days, or 30 days, but there's no really way to tell for now since this is my first time actually trying to start a YouTube channel. So right now I'm going to be making a drawing so that when this whole thing is over, I'll have a thing to look back on and compare so that I can see how much I improved or how my style has changed over time. And for this one, basically I'm going to be doing a redraw of this drawing right here, which I made about 5 years ago at the age of 13. And you can tell I was having trouble deciding if I wanted to go for a more realistic or cartoonish approach. Seriously though, this girl looks like she's having an identity crisis. Anyway, I'm going to show you the process of my day 0 out of 60 to 70 drawing while saying a few comments once in a while to explain my thought process at the time. Alright, let's get started. The first thing you may notice is that I'm sketching out different parts of the face, but with the body I'm kind of just winging it. This is because I actually have no idea how to properly sketch out a body, which is a skill I'm willing to learn as time goes on. When I started to draw that pendant thing around her neck, I got a bit frustrated since I didn't really know how to copy the exact pattern, while also trying not to make it look atrocious, but I think I did an okay job. It was also at this point I realized that some parts of the body were shifted slightly to the left, and I hoped it wasn't too obvious since I didn't want to erase half of my sketch. Even though I don't know how to draw hair very well, it's actually one of my favorite parts to draw. Drawing eyes, on the other hand, I will always dislike. It's very hard to make sure one eye doesn't look so different from the other eye. I almost forgot to mention that this drawing is made from number 2 pencils only. I do want to learn how to use professional art equipment, but until I can afford some, number 2 pencils are my best friend. I do want to get to digital art as well, but again, until I can afford digital drawing equipment, I'm going to be sticking to traditional art. When I started doing the line art, I noticed that I didn't give her any eyebrows, so I quickly added some. While the original drawing didn't have any eyebrows at all, not having eyebrows was probably one of the reasons why I looked so off, and I didn't want the same effect on my current drawing. You'll probably notice the weird way that I do shadows here, and I don't do it this way for any particular reason. I guess it's just part of my art style. I'm not entirely sure why I decided to make some light reflect off of her hair here. I think it was because I wanted to reinforce the drawing was a cartoonish design and not really a mismatch of realism and cartoonism. Alright, here we are. My redraw for the old drawing that I made 5 years ago. I definitely agree that the new drawing is more appealing than the old one, but I also notice how pretty much not really as much has changed over the years, which is reasonable since I haven't been practicing very much. I am proud of this redraw, but I also note that I have a ton to improve on, so I would appreciate it if you guys gave some constructive criticism on how I could get better. I know that content creators typically ask their viewers to like and subscribe, but I don't really want to push that yet since I don't have so much to offer at the moment. But leaving a comment in the comment section can really help me since I want to hear from as many perspectives as possible. So that's it for now, my chocolate cakes. I'm hopefully going to be posting an update soon for my 60 to 70 day journey on improving my art, and I do hope you all be there with me along the way. Stay sweet, my scrumptious bubs.